Nebraska wrapped up their 4th day of practice here in a row as they get ready for the Music City Bowl on December 30th. Hi, this is Sean Callahan for HuskerOnline.com, and head coach Mike Riley delivered some painful injury news to Husker fans as he announced here after Thursday's practice that senior wide receiver Jordan Westerkamp will be out for the Music City Bowl with a knee injury.
Jordan Westerkamp hurt his knee in practice, has a surgery scheduled for as we speak right now, and will not play in the game.
How big of a blow is that, obviously?
Well, we obviously hate to lose Jordan. You know, it was a non-contact, just making a cut. You know, and then, you know, exactly what happened. There were not any ligaments involved, which is, I suppose, good. It involved his meniscus.
What's his time frame going forward? Do you know at all?
Yeah, 3 months probably. And, you know, Jordan will be healed in time to be tested and evaluated before the draft. That's a little bit of residual good news out of some bad news.
The injury to Westerkamp now means a guy like Brandon Riley will more than likely have to move inside to the slot, but there's no doubt this is a blow to the Huskers as they get ready for the Volunteers.
Brandon plays slot, Stanley can play in there, Gabron can play in there. Fortunately, that's a position where we have some depth.
It almost seems like, okay, well, who's going down next? But, you know, you try not to think of the negatives, you know, keep moving forward and, you know, next guy up mentality. And, you know, I think we handled that pretty well.
And without Westerkamp, there's also a chance the quarterback Tommy Armstrong won't be available. And that means Riker Fife will be the guy. And word is, talking to a lot of the players, that Fife has had a pretty strong month here in December.
Riker's looked really good to me, really sharp, playing well. I'll tell you what is noticeable to me is confidence. He's just playing, making plays, making a lot of nice throws. We have mixed up more than ever. I've never used quite this pattern in bowl practice, where we are literally one day we are practicing against Tennessee using scout teams, and the next day no scout teams, compete ones against ones, rotating those days like that. So it's been good, and it's been good for Riker. It's good for everybody to have those speed days practicing like that. So it's been fun that way, and it's been fun to watch him play and grow in confidence.
I mean, so far, yeah, he's taken every snap with the starting offense since we started. He's really good. Yeah, he's making some great throws out there, and, you know, we're confident in his ability, and, you know, whoever's out there, we're going to go with him.
And the Huskers are currently in a stretch where they'll practice 16 times over a 21-day period. And, you know, for Mike Riley, he said this is kind of what he wanted to build as he looked at the schedule.
Well, I think the two things that are motivating us are the preparation time that we have to get ready to win the game. That's the first goal. And we don't want to do anything to sacrifice that. Have to be a little careful about the wear down theory somewhat. But at the end of each one of these weeks, they get 2 days off. So once we get past tomorrow, they'll get 2 days off, then we'll practice 5 days, then they'll get 2 days off, then we'll practice 4 days. I'm thinking that's going to be good. And I'll be careful about the amount of time we spend on the field when we get to Nashville.
Is that different, though, than what you've done when you're bowl games in the past?
Not really. Not really. You know, we started talking about these schedules, you know, a couple weeks ago, not knowing what date. You know, the date kind of keys everything, you know. So we didn't know if we were going to be December, January. We didn't know. So we made about, I think DVD put together 3 plans for bowl practices, and it's nice to be able to do that. And then when we got our date, we knew this is what we wanted to try to do.
And the good thing about the month of December for the Huskers is it's allowed a lot of guys to get healthier, including offensive lineman Nick Gates, who has had a nagging ankle injury that really bothered him for most of the second half of the season.
It's definitely helped the last 2 weeks. I just went home with a couple of my buddies and just hung out, and definitely my ankles feel a lot better. My shoulders and things like that. So it definitely helps.
You probably didn't want to say it during the season, but how hurt were you playing there for the last few weeks?
I was pretty hurt. Those 4 games I was playing, I probably shouldn't have. I was probably at 65, 70%. So you saw I was doing my job, and that was about it. There was no extra stuff that I usually was doing and things like that. So you definitely saw that.
Is that tough because you want to be out there, but maybe there's a part of you that also knows this isn't my best stuff they're seeing?
No, yeah, definitely. You definitely want to go out there and always deliver your best things and do that. But it's definitely difficult and tough. There's times I call my mom and I was like, this is just complain to her and things like that, and she always helped me out and things like that. But it was definitely tough to be out there, hurt and not being able to play the game as I played the game, and that was definitely a big mental thing of my game. So it was tough those 4 games. I was down in the dumps for a little bit. So.
And finally, just talking to this senior group here, you can just sense how bad they want to win this final game.
It's kind of bittersweet because it's the last time you're going to be around this group of people, and the last time you'll be around seniors pretty much until pro day comes and everyone's kind of go do their own thing. So it's definitely bittersweet. It's definitely going to be one of those things that I'll make sure to enjoy every moment I can down there at the bowl, and maybe see me down there square dancing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, without a doubt. But then again, we got a big bowl game coming up. We want to senior class. We want to go out with the win, and work needs to be done, and we're willing to do it.
The Huskers will practice here on Friday. Then they'll take Saturday and Sunday off before coming back again for another full week with 5 practices Monday to Friday before departing to Nashville. With the Huskers here in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.